Hey guys, kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. Make sure this is on. Whakalofa lahi atu. Thank you so much for being here. It is late at night right now. I have had a day. And the reason I have had a day is because I have rebranded. I am now the Polynesian Life Coach. Gosh, it took a lot to make all those changes, changing over everything, all the social medias, the emails, the everything. It was a lot. And I wanted to finish the day off with jumping on a podcast and kind of talking about it, talking about the process, why I decided to change my name and rebrand and all the things, and just to come and have a korero. I have been crying, and it's a good thing. I've just been, because the support, honestly, it's fucking crazy. It, I can't even. And you being here right now listening to this, like, I love you so much, and the love and support that I've had through this rebranding process is just, it's been beautiful. And you know me, I'm an emotional girl, and I've been crying up a storm. But yeah, it's more about the rebrand. So I changed my name to the Polynesian Life Coach, and I have some amazing photos that came through from my girl Gracie Fia Art. I got 70 amazing photos, and that photo shoot was fucking amazing. And I think there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot to cover, because with the photo shoot, I looked at those photos for the first time when I got them back, and I loved every single one of them. I was like, yes, girl, amazing. Like, even the ones you're not supposed to love, right? I was like, fuck, I love them. I love them all. And then I had a moment, because I was like, wow, there used to be a time where I couldn't stand to get my photo taken. I hated looking in the mirror. I would fucking avoid that shit at all costs. And you're telling me that I love all 520 of these photos right now? Like, that shit's crazy to me. How did I get here? So that was a moment in itself. And I had a big fucking cry about that, because I was like, wow, the level up, the growth in me, right? And then second of all, like, the poses I was doing, that even the day in itself, I actually thought about the first time Gracie did a photo shoot with me, a branding one, and I had a few outfits, and it was after like a so extra sunglasses one. So I was like, oh, I'll just quickly jump in and take a few photos, because I need them for branding. And then I got in, and I was just like standing like dead still. And she was like, okay, next pose. And she was like trying to help me out. And I was really struggling. And I was struggling, with it all. And this was me. I was still on my personal development journey. I thought I was confident back then, but I was really struggling in the moments. But this photo shoot, I was like, bam, bam, bam. Like, obviously, Gracie's going to help me out and tell me how to pose. And I was stiff in the start and all those kinds of things. But like, I had it all going on, like, so growth in that as well was incredible. I was fucking loving myself and every part of me in that shoot. So yeah, there was just so much growth in that. And so I just uploaded on all my socials, like a photo of me and my logo and the Polynesian Life Coach. Oh my gosh, and my logo as well, because I was just going to have it as a text, like just the Polynesian Life Coach, nothing else. And I was showing Metz my photo anyway. So I was like, look at this photo. This is going to be my DP. And he was like, oh, you should get some Polynesian patterns in the Polynesian part of the Polynesian Life Coach. And I was like, holy shit, that's a good idea. But it was like, I think this was on Thursday. And then I was like, oh, it's so rushed. So I messaged one of the bros and I was like, hey, bro, can you help me out? He's like, I can't get it to you till Tuesday. I was like, I need it by Sunday. He's like, oh, message this guy. He might be able to help you out. And then that guy was able to help me out. And he made it a priority to get it done. And we got it done today, I think at like 12. And then I posted about it at 3. So it was just like, it was just nice for everything to kind of come together. And I'm like looking at the people who have helped me, and I'm just like, damn, like, I love you, like all these things, and it was cool that Metz had his input on the logo, because I was like, that's fucking beautiful. I'm always going to remember that. Anyways, so the reason for the name change, I think it's so like it felt right, and a lot of people were the same. They're like, yeah, like it makes sense as why you would want to do that. But y'all know I had So Extra. Well, I was going under So Extra for my coaching, and I kept getting messages like people like, hey, your website's down, or hey, do you got these glasses? Hey, I can't find these glasses you used to sell. Hey, do you, and I was like, damn, like I don't sell sunglasses anymore. Like, hey, I don't sell sunglasses anymore, kind of thing. And So Extra, whenever I think about it, it was sunglasses. And whenever I referred to So Extra and I meant coaching, it just always came up as sunglasses. And I was like, oh, I think I need to change this. Like, although So Extra means so much to me and it has so much behind it, because that's literally how I started this community and how all these people came to find me and stuff. I would actually really like to know if people are here that are like new, because I feel like everyone kind of that is here knows the So Extra brand, and then it was just for sunglasses and stuff like that. The reason I actually started So Extra, or why that was the name, was because growing up, I was always told, you're so extra, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. And it dimmed my light a little bit. I was like, oh, like as if it was a bad thing. And then I was like, no, I'm going to reclaim this. Like after I was at my darkest days, once I got fired from being a flight attendant and I was on some of my darkest days, I dimmed my light a lot. I was not me. I was this totally different person. I didn't even know who the fuck I was, to be honest. I was so lost. And it was like, this was the rebirth of me. This was like, yeah, what? You know what? I am So Extra and I'm fucking proud about it. So it was like pulling me back up and be like, here I am, I'm So extra and I'm here, kind of thing. So that was beautiful, and it made sense that it was in the coaching as well. But it just, whenever I thought of So Extra, it was the sunglasses part of it. And I was like, you know what? It feels so right to have something new. And when I think about the Polynesian Life Coach, like it has actually so much, it like pulls on a heartstrings for me, because I remember where I was 7 years ago when I was at the darkest moments in my life. I was drinking, smoking, I was on drugs, I hated myself, I hated looking in the mirror. I was in these really toxic relationships with, guys, and I hated the place I lived in. I hated my job. I was at the lowest of lows, and I started looking for a life coach. Well, actually, I was looking for weight loss, remedies. How can I lose weight? How can I lose weight fast? What can I do? All these things. And I came across a weight loss coach. And that was my journey into finding out about life coaches. And although I probably don't agree with some of the things she was about nowadays, back then it was what I needed, because she talked a lot about mindset as well. And I started finding about life coaches. I knew I wanted one, and I wanted to work with her initially, but I was poor and she charged a lot, and she was in the US as well. So I started searching and looking for a life coach, and I was like, wow, how cool would it be to have someone who looks like me, right? Who knows where I'm from, who knows my background, who knows the challenges I face, who knows about, government housing and the way things are in New Zealand, and the things or the barriers we have coming from our culture, and I couldn't find it. I was like, Polynesian Life Coach, couldn't find anything, right? And I ended up finding the life coach that I have now, and went on this personal development journey and fucking changed my life. Like I actually changed my fucking life. I built my own business. I was self-employed. I created a loving relationship. I managed to get out of that toxic household. I don't smoke, drink, do drugs anymore, all those things, right? So things just turned around for me, but obviously it was hard work, and I did all the work to get there and all those kinds of things, right? But I did it, and I was like, wow, shit, like your life can change. I thought I was never going to make it out. I was like, fuck, this is shit, and my life is shit. And I really wanted someone who looked like me to be like, oh, you can have a successful life. You can have a successful business. You can do all these things, I wanted proof that somebody that looked like me could have an amazing life. And back then I couldn't really find it. And as I went on, my personal development journey, I kind of attracted my tribe, right? I attracted my community. They saw a lot of me. They saw all the changes and the growth, and they're like, wow, I want a piece of her, and I started doing workshops and events and speaking and stuff. And I was like, damn, like in these moments is when I feel the most on fire. It's like, damn, like this is a feeling I've never felt before. And I'm like, damn, like I think this is what I'm here to do. Like this is my purpose, y'all. And I started doing it. I started shut down So Extra and started coaching and things like that and studying. And I think this is kind of just like the final changeover of it. The change of the name is that final, like, yo, this is me and I'm here to do this and I ain't here to play, because I think, and business owners will know this, even if you're not a business owner, I feel like you would feel this, it's kind of like you make a decision and then you're still got to catch up to that decision, right? I made a decision to become a life coach, but it took me like half a year to even decide I was going to do it. And then this year, actually coaching properly and, all these things, it's like you have to catch up to it. You have to catch up to, that goal. And now I'm here like, damn, I ain't here to play, so that's the reason for the change. I think it would just make so much more sense to people. You'd really see it and be like, oh, okay, it makes sense. I know what she does. I know what she's here to do. And yeah, I love it. I'm in love with it. It has so much meaning because every time I hear the Polynesian Life Coach, I go back to me lying in bed, looking up on my phone, like Polynesian Life Coach or Life Coach, or even life coaches back then, I feel like weren't as normal or around at that time. Nowadays, I feel like there's a lot of them, right? But yeah, that's my story. I thought it would be nice to just come on and share and just have a little bit of gratitude, or a big bit of gratitude in this moment, because it's been amazing to have the support that I've had from you guys. But thank you for being here. I'm excited for next week's podcast. And I also need to go ahead and change my intro as well. So, and outro too. So you'll hear that next time. Love you. Ka kite, koe kia.